Well, it's another day in the Banana Republic of America, which used to be a constitutional republic, but obviously really isn't anymore. Anyway, there's news out today, I'm sure many of you have seen this, where our orange overlord is going to have himself, his image, put on our currency. Yeah. Let me read a little bit of an article here from Politico. Here's the headline. Treasury Department considers minting a $1 Trump coin. The Treasury Department is considering producing a $1 coin featuring President Donald Trump to commemorate the 250th anniversary of U.S. independence next year. This, according to a spokesperson for the Treasury Department. The draft design of the coin, which, by the way, you're going to love, which was overseen by the Office of the U.S. Treasurer Brandon Beach, features Trump's profile on one side of the coin, and on the opposite side, it depicts Trump with a clenched fist in front of an American flag alongside the words, "Fight, fight, fight." This is that image of Trump from the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. You'll remember that attempted assassination where a high-powered rifle supposedly blasted a chunk out of his ear, and then in a matter of days, if not hours, the cartilage in his ear just miraculously healed to where there is absolutely no indication that he ever suffered any sort of injury at all. That assassination. That image, that most perfectly framed image of Trump in front of the flag, which, by the way, the Secret Service, just moments after a sniper shot at the president, and there's no way for them to have even known by this point whether there were any other snipers or whether that sniper was even still capable of firing again, or who else might be in the audience ready to take a shot. They had no idea. This was just moments after he was supposedly shot. The Secret Service stood him up, allowed him to stand in full view of the entire crowd and any other snipers who might be there, and allowed him to stop and raise his fist and say, "Fight, fight, fight." And the photographers, if you've seen video of this, the photographers were led right in front of the stage by what appears to be a Secret Service agent and put in the exact right position to be able to get a picture of Trump with the clenched fist with the American flag, which was lowered into position right behind him. Assassination attempt. Anyway, that image is going to be on our currency now, apparently. Because apparently no one's going to do anything to stop it. Now let me read just one final paragraph here from this Politico article. Living people are rarely featured on U.S. money. Congress has imposed various restrictions on the ability of Treasury to feature living people and living presidents on currency. It's not clear whether the latest Trump coin envisioned by the Treasury Department would run afoul of those laws. Really? It's not clear? Well, let's take a look at federal law, shall we? I've printed it out. This is 31 United States Code Section 5114. So this is federal law passed by Congress. And by the way, so we're all clear, because, you know, I just want to make sure we're clear, because a lot of people in this country don't know the first damn thing about the Constitution or our laws. I'm sure most in this audience are accepted from that description. I know a lot of you understand this full well, but maybe if there's a MAGA who stumbled upon this video, you know, if you're a MAGA, by definition, you're an ignoramus, so you're certainly not aware of this. But only Congress can dictate our currency, right? Congress gets to regulate our currency. That's a power of Congress in Article 1 of the Constitution. If you look at the president's power in Article 2 of the Constitution, you will find nothing giving him any authority whatsoever to make these sorts of determinations about our currency. Anyway, in pursuance of their, Pursuant to their Article 1 authority, Congress passed a law about our currency, and here's in part what they said. This is Section B of 31 U.S.C. 5114. Only the portrait of a deceased individual may appear on United States currency and securities. The name of the individual shall be inscribed below the portrait. Let me read the operative part of that sentence again. Only the portrait of a deceased individual may appear on United States currency. So let's go back to that last paragraph of the Politico article, where they said, living people are rarely featured on U.S. money. I think the word that they intended to use but failed for some reason is never. That's the word they should have used. Living people are never featured on U.S. money. Not rarely, never, because there is a federal law that prohibits it. Further, they say this: it's not clear whether the latest Trump coin, sorry, allergies. I'm actually worse in the fall than I am in the spring. Anyway, it's not clear whether the latest Trump coin envisioned by the Treasury Department would run afoul of those laws. It's not clear. What's not clear? Only the portrait of a deceased individual may appear on United States currency. That's not clear. That's not clear to the reporters at Politico. If that is not clear, then perhaps you should not have a fucking job as a journalist, because you're supposed to explain this stuff to your audience. And if you read a sentence as simple as only the portrait of a deceased individual may appear on United States currency, and you go, you know what? I don't know what the hell that means. It's not clear. And you really should just fucking resign. So there we have it. As I said, another day in the Banana Republic of America. I mean, it doesn't get any more Banana Republic than that. Than the dear leader printing money with his face on it. I mean, that's almost a cliche. It's so textbook Banana Republic. But hey, apparently that's where we are now. And apparently no one's going to stop him, right? I mean, the law doesn't allow him to do this, but he controls the Treasury. And if they can do it. And if no one's going to stop him, they apparently will do it. The only body, the only institution, the only people in this country who can stop this kind of lawlessness is Congress. And we have a provision for that. It's called the impeachment clause. He can be impeached and removed from office. That's it. If you have a president who is so lawless that they're just going to break the law at will, then they will be successful in doing so if Congress is not going to use their power to impeach and remove him from office. That's it. By the way, I've explained at length why the 25th Amendment is not an alternative method to remove the president. In fact, it is exceedingly more difficult to invoke the 25th Amendment against a president than is the impeachment process. The impeachment process is actually much easier. As hard as it is, it's actually much easier. And the 25th Amendment doesn't actually remove the president from office, as I explained. Anyway, what a fucking joke this country is. And we have how many people in this country that cheer this kind of shit? Can you just imagine? I mean, aren't you sick of doing the whole, can you imagine if Joe Biden did this? But seriously, could you imagine if Joe Biden had the Treasury put his fucking face on a $1 coin? Can you, what the hell would Fox News be doing? All of these fucking MAGAs who were cheering this, they'd be losing their damn minds. And what's crazy is this man illegally putting himself on our currency is like so far down the list of violations of the law and the Constitution and outright crimes and impeachable offenses that this man has committed. I mean, this is like among the least serious of the impeachable offenses that apparently he's about to commit. And make no mistake, it is impeachable. I mean, he should be removed from, if he were to do this, it's a flagrant violation of the law, the clear federal law, but it also is a violation of the Constitution because he will be violating the Appropriations Clause by spending money on something he has no authority to spend money on. That's another violation. I mean, it's an impeachable offense for two separate legal reasons. Anyway, I hope you're doing well in our banana republic, and I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.